Hey cherries, it's Jessica here from A Cherry on Top, and today I am creating a snap flipbook, and I am creating a lot of my own pages and different page sizes in this book. I'm starting with the blush flipbook, and then I am putting some Astro Paste over the entire cover. Astro Paste is really nice because it dries a little more clear, so like I can still see all the pinks, but it has a glitter to it, so it just adds a really fun and cute look and also some texture, which I always love to add. So I taped these down just with some crafting tape, some washi tape, and just to help keep the stencil in place. But really, I mostly used my hand to make sure it didn't wiggle around on me. After I had all of this set, I am pulling out all of these extra pages, and because for this album I am creating mostly all my own pages, I won't be using a lot of these, but I'm going to save them because some projects with the flip books I end up using a lot of pages and I need extras. So I started by taking one of the page protectors and am using it as a template. So where the holes are and the height of the pages will be consistent throughout, but the length will be a bit different. So I have some pages that are 4.5 inches, some 5.5, and some 6.5. And from here I'm lining up to punch the holes. So again, I used the page protector that this album came with as a template and drew out where the circles needed to be punched and punched away. I am repeating this process quite a bit. I love the look of a chunky album, so that's what I'm going for. I really love adding mixed media to all my projects, so I am going through with some different sprays and misting them on pages. Some pages get texture paste, so I'm doing that. And really just kind of having fun at this point. All of my pages got a little something here or there, and you can see even this paste, it has really dried out, so I'm trying to get rid of it. But I'm able to scrape it into the stencil to make it work. If you're not into mixed media as much as I am, you can skip this step and get into embellishing and adding your pages in, but I just think it's so much fun. I'm doing a lot of tone on tone, so I have a pink piece of cardstock and I'm putting pink texture paste on it, so do that quite a bit, and then also adding in the white or the clear because I think that's a cute look also. I always start with decorating the cover. That way I use all of my favorite embellishments for the cover and I don't use them up throughout the album. And I did this because you see the front cover the most. Usually I set these up on a shelf, and even though I don't look through all of the photos on the inside every day, I do see the outside of the album every day. Now I'm working on adding a flip. This paper would be perfect for it because it has a little scene. And so again, the height is the same as all of the pages. I just kept it 12 by 12 so that I had something to fold over. I scored it and then rounded the corners, and this makes an adorable flip open page. I love adding at least one of these in each of my albums. You can already see how much fun this is. Pages, and when I was flipping through it, I thought that the pages felt a little bit stiff, so I am going to go through and score all of the edges. Again, I used the page protector as a template, and that showed where to add these score lines, and I think that helped quite a bit, and it just made it so it can fold through a lot easier. Now I am adding some cherry tape along the edges of all of my pages, And this is something I like to do with these Snap Flipbook pages because I do like adding a lot of chunkiness and dimension on these pages. So this way it lets me do that without creating an album that is V-shaped. And if you've ever made one of these, you know what I mean by that V shape, but it's where the spine of the book is really small and thin, and then it bursts out at the other end of the book where all the pages are because it's just so thick with embellishments. So after I had all of that together, I'm creating a little spine that I think it'll just look nicer with the book. So I'm doing this with just one of my scrap pieces of paper. I'm cutting it the height of the book, and then I added some score lines for where how thick all of my pages are once they're all stacked together. And then I am hole punching the sides here, and it does take a little bit of maneuvering to get this in place, but I think it is well worth it. I love the look that it gives this flip book. I've done these before where I back it with chipboard and make it a really hard spine, so that's an option. But for this book, I just went for it, and it's just a softer one, and I think it'll work just as well. I made sure to trim off the extra so you don't see this paper, and then I can start stacking in all of my pages. So you can see how fun these different size pages are going to be to flip through. I tried to stagger them a bit with having no two pages the same size next to each other. And I did decide to throw in a few page protector sheets in there as well. And you can see here how I am fitting on the other side of my spine. And just like that, this book is all together. And from here, I can get into the decorating and adding the photos and having a lot of fun. So here is the finished book after I added in all of the tags and embellishments. I added some cute pockets, and I just had so much fun making this. I can't wait to take some photos throughout this season and add them in here. I love the look of this book and all of the pages. And if you want to see all of the pages one at a time, so you could follow along and do this, you can see it in the gallery, which is linked below. Thanks for watching.